it.
And you're wrong.
But all right, you already know the deal. 252-228-5098. Get your call.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
What's going on, C3 Nation? It's your boy JS, and y'all up. I saw the press conference of the new coach. Really, I mean, I know everybody want to say, like, what would you grade, how you feel about the press conference. Man, the press conference is the press conference. Like, you don't win me with the press conference. You win me with what you put on the field, how you coach on the field. Like, that's how you win me. The introductory press conference, that's not winning. Let's see that. I mean, that's easy to win. That's easy.
Well, you have to win it. It's like getting the first round draft pick.
Hey, I'm a good coach. I'm gonna be soon be a great coach, and we're gonna do all this. We're gonna do all these imaginary things and stuff like that. But it's go time now. Like, who you picking, who you drafting, who you putting on your scout teams and stuff like that. What kind of players are you getting, and how you coaching them, and then how the game is gonna go. That's just me. And to me, I ain't care. Whether Steve Wilson would have been the head coach or him being the head coach. To me, you got to win 10 plus games for me.
10?
You got to win 10 plus games. This is easy. I mean, I won't say easy, but the division is wide open. You won 7 games.
Oh, 7.
Let's say spotty up. We had talent, but still we didn't have no quarterback. So better get you a quarterback. We better win 10 games. I know people say, well, give it time and stuff
won
like
7
that.
last year.
No, 10 games. Win the division.
10.
That's all I want to see.
Wow. It's success, guys. Call in at 252-228-5098. Is 10 games the success number for Frank Reich? Good God.
Yeah. That was his number that first year in Indianapolis.
Yeah, Andrew Luck his first year.
But we don't know who our quarterback is going to be.
If we get our quarterback right, if we get our quarterback right, right now there's not a single team in the NFC South that shouldn't beat. Right, so that means 6 games right there just in the NFC South. Now it's not a guarantee, but if we get the quarterback, if we get that shored up, then that's an easy 6 right there, and to assume that we can't get 4 out of the remaining 9 games after that, I think would be difficult.
I mean, y'all right. I mean, with this championship roster, I mean, they should get 10 games at the minimum. I mean, good God, this roster he inherited is fucking incredible. The number is 252-228-5098.
What's going on, C3 Nation? It's your boy JS. Y'all up.
2.
I saw the press conference of the new coach.
This is the first
really
he's played.
I mean, I know everybody wants to say, like,
all right, thank you.
What would you grade, how you
Hey. He said he wanted me to play a second one. Sorry.
Hey. You know who the fuck it is. Breaker! I don't know what happened in that first call. I don't know if my call dropped. The fucking weather here in Utah has been outrageously fucking cold.
I love how he.
So I don't know if I lost service or what the fuck is going on. But let's jump into this. I want to give out shout out to my 2 niggas, C-Dog and that nigga G Kabasi. What's good with you boys, man? It's a beautiful fucking day. It's a new day in the Carolinas. There's a lot of fakeness, a lot of fraudulent motherfuckers that are going around. Cody Lack, the best thing that you ever told me to do was get Twitter. A lot of motherfuckers say one thing on the panels, and they go around to Twitter and they say a totally different fucking, a totally different thing with their little Twitter fingers. Y'all make me fucking sick, bro.
Oh wow.
Panther pickers, you make me fucking
He should get some
sick.
nausea medication. He's getting
The
sick all the
past
time.
fucking 2 years,
I know,
you
right?
can say CJ trash.
It's always
CJ
sick.
Stroud is fucking complete trash. Not worth trading up for. Waste of time. Bryce Young too small. Blah 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 blah. And now you're over here tweeting that you want to fucking trade up to go get Stroud, bro. You made me fucking sick, bro. You Kim K dick jumping motherfucker. You've been on my ass for how long about this motherfucker? Now you want to jump
Yes,
shit?
Panther
Nah, bro.
Pickle is
Stay the
tough
fuck
on
over
you,
there. I want
baby.
all you fake
Yeah.
motherfuckers to stay all over there, bro. I've been getting
on each
fucking
other, man.
blasted.
I know,
I've been
it's
getting
fun.
fucking blasted during the off season and during the fucking season. Over what? Smartness? Like, come on, bro. This is some fucking bullshit, G. But I want to talk about Frank Reich. I'm impressed. I like press conference. I loved, some of the shit he said. Of course, the highs we want to be championship, and the lows we want to be playoffs. Of course, who wouldn't want that shit? I definitely want that. I like seeing some of the players that were there. But I'm gonna call that voice.
That was let me ask you guys this about some of the people I know, and G Baby was one of them, were irate about Nicole Tepper being part of the hiring process. Like, they went nutso about it. Complete nutso. There was a real, and I don't know if this was across the board in the entire press conference, because they welcomed all of Frank Reich's people, from like his mom to it. Yeah, I mean, they introduced everybody. It was great. It's nice. But Nicole Tepper has continued to be front and center in the thanks.
I don't mind it.
Tepper, the whole I mean, and I don't have opinion
I
about whether
don't
she
mind
should
it.
or shouldn't be, but I'm just saying it's a reality. She is a big part of this organization and him and his life, second wife. But I mean, it's just a reality. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say what I think is happening? I think David Tepper is getting tired of media, and I think he's about to hand the reins over to Nicole Tepper to be the face of the ownership team.
Not a bad idea.
I'd rather watch her than him.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say I like her better than him anyway. One, she's personable.
Well, duh.
Two, way hotter than
And
David
she's
Tepper.
not
Way
a
better to
dude.
look at. Yeah, but also, dude, like, look, man. The fact of the matter is,
she's there. She's present.
No, let me finish it. No, the fact of the matter is, and shout out to Lynn Leonhardt in our chat, women love football just as much as men do. And I think, it is good to have the female voice in the front office. And, women are more intuitive. They get a better feel of things. They have,
man, that's stereotyping, you sexist motherfucker.
Whatever, man. There's a difference
That's
between
sexism.
men and women, and I feel like you
He's
need
right.
that feminine. You need that feminine
That's
energy
sexism.
in the front office. Sometimes I love it. I have no problem with Nicole Tepper, and I have no problem with her being a
No one has a problem with her.
organization.
I'm not saying I had a problem with her. I'm just saying she's been very present.
Mhm.
That's it. It's just an observation.
And I'm telling you that I don't mind
think CK is absolutely right. I think that, and that is what I would ultimately do. How many people are these? Think of what Frank Reich said today about, oh, we're a football family. I'm all about the X's O, and she goes out into the community. Like, it is the tandem. So I do agree with that. But Cody, that's just straight sexism to say. And here, I'll give you an example of this. When I was the first time I ever voted in an election, like, man, I was 18 years old, and I went and voted, and I think it was the 2000 election president. So it was a presidential. You get to vote for everything. It's fun. Your 18th birthday, not birthday, but year.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the judges, and it's like district judge for Pitt County. And as a child, I remember being a child, 18 years old, and I voted for only women. And I said this, the rationale in my head is, oh, they're more empathetic. Maybe they will handle the court system better. it's a total bullshit fucking idea. And I'm not trying to diminish her presence there. I'm saying you by saying she is an empathetic.
You had to learn the hard way.
I think you were just saying because she is sensitive.
No,
Cody,
Cody, you are what?
Okay.
Have a better feel.
Y'all are going to come back and appreciate my positions.
Women are able to feel things intuitively
the generalization
that men just don't.
Listen, I agree with you on this, okay? Just so we know we're on the same stance with this, but you can't use that in an argument because you cannot use a stereotype, a positive stereotype for somebody in an argument if you can't use a negative one. You just can't do it.
Here's what I would argue against with Cody.
You can't do that.
I wouldn't say
all up.
I wouldn't to generalize this over the entire gender what I will say in a vacuum. Nicole Tepper is much more empathetic from the looks of outside than David Tepper is, right? And I think that she is a much more personable person. And so when I think about her getting behind the camera or in front of the reporters and answering questions, I feel like she is going to have a lot more of charisma in her answers and her speaking with the fans and things like that than David Tepper has. David Tepper has just been awkward in most of his interactions with fans and the media.
Certainly.
I just think that you, Cody, continue to go, oh, she's empathetic. Why don't you just say she's more intelligent?
Right. And that's kind of my point.
What I mean by that is I think you're trying to pander to feminism.
Exactly.
No, I'm not.
You're trying to say
there's intelligence.
Just say she's fucking better than David Tepper.
You're trying to say that's
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
There is intelligence, and then there is emotional intelligence.
And she's a dumb girl.
And I believe that CK is right. David Tepper, not only does he not come off very empathetic, but a lot of the stuff that he says, like he kind of mumbles through a lot of the sentences that he says. Whereas I feel like with a woman and specifically with Nicole Tepper,
he's an asshole. Let's just be honest. He's kind of an asshole.
Right. Okay. So then that makes my point. She has advantages over him.
Not being an asshole.
Kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
All
I got you. No, I mean, I get what you guys are saying, but I think you guys miss sometimes what you're saying.
I don't give it. If I'm sexist, so fucking what, dude?
Let's go
I ain't changing my
goal.
opinion for
Let's go to the next goal. Nah, you know what? She might be a better leader of the Carolina Panthers than David Tepper is. How about that?
I think she's a better face of the ownership.
She could be.
I mean, just give it like he's the financier.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, she could be a better president. She could be a better communicator. She could be all of those. And I think that might be the case, honestly.
Yeah.
By the way, Lynn Leonhardt, a woman, says intuitive abilities are a valid feminine skill practiced by many, not all women. Shout out to Lynn.
And that's kind of like I said, I'm getting to the point where you got to watch how you work stereotypes because you can't have a stereotype that's positive for you and use that. But if I were to say, well, she's not going to do good because she's a woman, she's not strong. Well, that's a stereotype.
What about men
I can't use that negatively. You wouldn't let me use that negatively. I can't say because women are more intuitive.
There's positive
men have more upper body strength. Might just be a reality.
You can choose which ones you want to use.
Well,
all stereotypes are stereotypes.
I'm sorry, guys. I did this.
This is my fault.
Hey, what's the next call?
Some stereotypes are true, man.
My fault. I picked a fight with C. See, I made CK mad. He never gets mad. Let's go to the next call.
What's up, guys? It's Chase from Anderson. For all the people who wants to wait about a quarterback and build a team first and then put a quarterback in place, blah, blah, blah. The 49ers are a perfect example of why if you don't have a quarterback, it doesn't matter how good you are. Look how good they are. Look at their team they got. It's probably the best roster in the league, minus a quarterback. And what did it get them? It got their ass whooped. I don't want to hear about this. Oh, Jimmy G was not playing. Brock Purdy got injured. They're a bunch of bums. They're not franchise quarterbacks. They're not. So you get a quarterback and you build a team around the quarterback to fit that quarterback. You don't build a team and hope you can find a quarterback that fits your scheme. That's not how it works. So this coming draft need to do what needs to be done to move up to get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young in that order. Yeah, you got a quarterback and you matter, or you don't have a quarterback and you don't matter. If you have a good team like the 49ers, all it's going to get you is consistently drafting at the bottom of the draft, out of a reach of a possible franchise quarterback. I see if they even have a
Great
draft
point.
picks then.
Great call. Great call. I want to talk about the quarterback situation, what we gleaned from that in the Frank Reich press conference today. I made a top 5 kind of list of what I took away. We talked about one of them already before we went in this rabbit hole of arguing over rosters and now feminism and sexism and equality in America. But one of the things that we go back to is the Carolina Panthers have not had an answer at quarterback. And that, again, goes back to my roster thing that I was trying to tell y'all. I mean, it's still in flux. He knows that. And he comes from a team where they were in flux for 4 years, 4 different quarterbacks, different styles. He did adapt, and there's some good things about that. But the question is, do you draft a guy? What type of traits does this guy want? If you go into free agency, he said everything was on the board. The draft, free agency, and if it wasn't, you would be silly, and he's completely right about that. But what I loved hearing about Frank Reich is just commitment to that the game is always changing. It really felt like a man who was very comfortable with this. If you're not evolving, you're dying. And he didn't. The idea of a mobile quarterback is not incongruent with the idea of a guy who can pass in his mind. And in fact, what is incongruent is a guy who can't run with the NFL at this point. It's like you're the top 1% of the world or the 1% of the 1%. Why can't you throw and run the fucking ball? That's where we're at. This ain't your grandpa's NFL no more.